Hello, hello, you guys.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
So, question for you. How are you guys doing today? Today's Wednesday.
Yes.
Halfway through the week.
We're halfway through the week.
How are things going for you? Curious.
How's that homeschooling going?
Okay. I'm going to not lie. Today was a bit rough for us today.
Yes, it was.
But,
anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about the one thing you might need to do now more than ever to kind of help you move forward, to move your business forward. That's what we're going to be discussing tonight. So as you guys are hopping on, say hello. That way we can make it interactive, hopefully lighten the mood if you're having a little bit of a rough day like we have.
Okay. So, and actually our topic really coincides very well with kind of the events of our personal day here, day 3 of this week with homeschooling. Okay.
Yep.
Because it is definitely a different format. There's a lot of different moving pieces that are happening now that we're adjusting to.
Yes.
Okay. And for a lot of students that I've been working with over the last few weeks, it's something that is very much front of mind for people. Now, what do I do differently?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Things are changing, right?
Yep.
Things are a little different than they used to be. So how do I pivot? How do I move forward? How do I adjust to what's happening now? Okay. And for a lot of people, it's been a very big struggle to get those pieces in line. And so the one thing that we're talking about today that you might need to do now more than ever is really kind of get back to the basics. Okay. A lot of times the basics are not fun. They're not sexy. They're not super exciting. But when we're faced with things in our business, when they're not necessarily going as smoothly as we want, getting back to those basics, going back to the DMO, really building that out, and not even necessarily building it out, but maybe you need to take a great hard look at this and ask what's reasonable for me to get done based on the time that I reasonably have now due to the shift that is happening with my new norm.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's really kind of tough for us, especially if you're a little bit more of an established business owner. It's a little hard sometimes to go back to just the basics. Mm-hmm. But when we have a big shift like we do right now going on in our world, okay, and things tend to get a little crazy, okay, with the kids being home, different schedule, everything's kind of got turned upside down on its head. A lot of times we get in this state of overwhelm. And when we get, can you guys relate to that? How many of you guys find yourself in a bit of overwhelm? We did today. We found ourselves in a bit of overwhelm. The girls, just being home for so long now, they're starting to get restless, and things were just kind of crazy and chaotic today. Yeah. Can any of you guys relate to this? Okay, maybe your kids are getting a little stir crazy. Things are going on, and the thing is a lot of times when things start to get this, we get overwhelmed, and then suddenly we find ourselves in just a place of, I want to pull my hair out and I can't even think about doing anything. Okay, maybe you go into the bedroom and scream into a pillow, okay, or whatever helps relieve that. But these are the times that it's the easiest thing to do, and one of the most effective things to do is go back to the basics. Mm-hmm. Okay, chunk things back. Maybe you're used to getting done if the kids are, normally at school and your schedule is normal, and you're used to getting done, let's say 50 things, okay? Just to kind of throw a number out there. You're used to getting this amount of work done. And now with things being so turned upside down, it might be more effective for you to kind of go back to the basics, to chunk things down to smaller bite-sized pieces so that you're still moving forward. You can, you're still taking that incremental action every day, which is going to move your business forward, but it's not this overwhelming bite of things to get done that you're going to find yourself in that state of overwhelm where you're going to get nothing done.
And specifically, guys, we're talking about the top 3 things that are going to move your business forward.
Yeah.
What are those non-negotiables that are non-negotiable? Yeah. Okay. Regardless if you have an hour, 5 hours, 15 minutes, or 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Okay. Whatever that is. What are the non-negotiables that you are committed to doing in your business that you need to make sure that you get done to be able to continue getting the traction and the movement in your business that you're wanting?
And the important piece here, you guys, is to get into a rhythm. Get back into a rhythm of your schedule. Okay. Kind of treat it like, a lot of times, and I know the kids, if you have kids at home, they have the homework and stuff that you're helping them work through right now, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But really, it's not that much different than if the kids were home for summer.
However, there needs to be a emphasis put and a communication with them about what is the expectation. Maybe take a look at what their school schedule looked like. Okay. What time were they progress and grow. Okay.
There we are.
So hopefully you guys all got that. If not, we'll check to see what's on the replay. But
You want to reiterate it real quick?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just in case you guys missed it.
you missed it, you guys, we're talking about
Our internet's blipping in and out here.
taking in consideration the schedule that your kids have been dealing with and
Yes.
also your own schedule. Because what's happening is you're taking your children, okay, and their schedule's different.
Yeah, their schedule's been flipped upside down as well.
They're used to waking up, going to school, having very set procedure. Maybe we do maths on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and maybe we do art and spelling on Tuesday,
Yes.
Thursdays, okay? Whatever that looks like for your child, depending on their age. But then you're also throwing into the mix of maybe what you had planned. Maybe you were at a job. Maybe you're home now. For my situation, Wednesdays, I have a good solid 4-hour block where it has been just me working on my own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if the kid's home, that's right in the block of them working on their stuff that they're used to working on. So it's been a little bit of give and take. And setting those expectations with your kids, really getting creative on how you can really get back to the basics for both of you. How can you make this work together?
Yep.
One thing that we were working on, and we are continually to work on, is having mom and daughter time at the table working on specific school subjects.
Yep.
During the time that I typically had for my own email writing and my own think time. Okay. But that is something that we're working on. We're getting back to basics, and we're really working on getting into a rhythm.
Yes.
Okay. A rhythm of what our schedule might be now versus what it was, okay, a couple weeks ago before things changed. And then also, again, you guys, it's going to change again.
Yep.
Okay. And if you think about it, this idea of getting back to basics is really not a new concept.
Yep.
Every single time summer lets out, we have to adjust our schedules because kids are now home all the time.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Keep
in mind that the things that we're talking about are tried true. And it is really the things that you can control, and really dialing in your DMO, being reasonable about the time that you have to work on specific things.
Yep.
And then adhering to that is going to help you feel like you have more control with things that are going on around you, because you're actually putting action to, you're taking action.
Yeah.
Okay. You put together a plan and you're actually working the plan. And it's something that you have control over, that you've created or co-created, maybe with family members, children, things like that, as you adjust and you pivot. Okay. And you transition into what's happening now in your home. And by practicing it now, when things change again, because they're going to, life of an entrepreneur is always changing.
Yep.
You'll be more effectively equipped to be able to pivot faster.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So the key takeaway, you guys, today is just basically take a look at your schedule. Okay. What was it before and what might it be now? Really kind of, sit down with your kids, what they've got going on, take a look at their schedule, take a look at your schedule, and see how you might be able to combine the two. Okay. Yes. Take a look at your day and really just evaluate that schedule and see if you can get into a rhythm of a schedule together so that you're accomplishing everything reasonably, like Becky mentioned, so a reasonable thing, like I said before, if you found yourself getting, 50 things done in a day, maybe it's time to chunk it back to 10, but at least taking that action to where you're still moving forward.
Yes.
Together. And don't forget to take those breaks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take those work for a bit, and then take that time to get up, and maybe step out in the backyard, take some time outside to get a breather, go walk around the block, and then come back and attack it again, because trust me, it'll help with your sanity. Something we found very helpful. So,
yes. You guys, we appreciate you spending a little bit of your evening with us this tonight. And remember that this one thing that you can start working on now, it is an evolutionary thing.
Yes.
Okay. And so give yourself a little bit of grace.
Yes.
A little bit of time to pivot and transition during this time, and think about what are those things that are going to get me the most traction. Focus on those, communicate with those that you're around so that you can get into sync and a rhythm with your schedules. Okay. A very, very helpful process and practice as you continue your entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly.
We appreciate you being with us tonight, you guys.
Yes. You guys, be curious, be bold, take action, and remember that it is choice, not chance, that shapes your life.
Take care, you guys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.